The narcissist's goal during the love bomb part of the relationship is to seduce you into the shared fantasy. The shared fantasy with the narcissist is where you're projecting your good qualities onto them and they're idealizing you. And you see them as this person who's kind, loving, who would not harm you intentionally, who wants to be in a relationship with you. But it's all a part of their game. And on a certain level, they're aware that they're playing games with you. But they're also delusional. And they have confabulations where they rewrite history. But the whole idea, if you think of them, think of a narcissist as a director who's directing a play. And they're looking for different people to star in this play, to participate and act in this play. And they see you as their significant partner, as their number one supporting actor. And they're constantly asking you a question with every interaction they have with you. Implicit in that interaction is the question, do you still believe the lie? Do you still believe the fantasy world? Do you still believe the lie about who I am? Those are the questions that they're really asking you with every interaction. And they're really good at noticing your facial expressions, your micro expressions, your tone of voice, your body language. They're a good casting director. And they know whether or not you're really buying into this idea of the fantasy world, if you're really buying into everything. And as long as you buy into it and they're able to, they measure how well you buy into it by your compliance, in addition to all the other things that they look at as far as your body language, your tone of voice, your micro expressions. Can they control you? That's the question. Because if you submit to them and you surrender to them and you're doing what they're asking you to do, then that's giving them the supply that they want. That's giving them the supply that they need. They need to feed off of you because they don't have a light within themselves. They don't have a source of energy and light to sustain them in and of themselves. That's why they can never be faithful to you. They can never be loyal to you because they constantly crave validation and approval from other people. And that's because more than likely in their childhood, they went through something horrific where needs were not met. And those unmet needs left a void, left a certain brokenness within them that ultimately led to a type of death. A death within them where they weren't able to develop into a fully integrated self. They weren't able to become a full person, a full emotional being. That's why they shapeshift all the time. That's why they mirror the people who they want to feed off of. They mirror other people because they don't have a core identity. They don't have a sense of integrity, a sense of who they are, a sense of a congruent narrative that makes them into a whole person. And so they become eternal actors. And their whole goal is to seduce other people into their delusional fantasy world, which for them is more real than reality. It reminds me of a movie called Lars and the Real Girl, where Lars, this character, he's going through some issues. He's got problems in his life. And, he's struggling, and so he's feeling this loneliness and this isolation. And he creates this fantasy world where he's got this doll, this female doll, and the doll can't talk, can't walk, can't do anything because it's a doll. But he projects all of these qualities and characteristics onto this doll so that he doesn't feel alone, so that he doesn't feel like he doesn't have anyone. He wants to feel connected. He wants to feel unconditional love. And so he projects all of his good qualities and attributes onto this doll and creates this fantasy world where he has this person that loves him. He takes the doll to church. He takes the doll into the community. And, he's interacting with this doll. Like, this doll is actually a real person. And so a part of recovering from narcissistic abuse is recognizing what needs were you trying to fulfill in making this person who is not a full person, who is not a fully integrated person, into someone you wanted to be connected to, into someone you wanted to love you and you wanted to love. Because a narcissist doesn't have the attributes, the characteristics, the integrity, the moral fiber, and they don't feel what you feel. They don't form mature emotional bonds. There is a fundamental brokenness within them. But that need to take that brokenness and to hold it, to love it, and to feel responsible for it is analogous to Lars in that situation with the doll, trying to make this doll, this inanimate object, into something real, something of substance, meaning, and truth. And the question you want to explore when you're recovering from narcissistic abuse is, what's behind that? What's driving that?